Alright, gang, welcome back to our Farm Maze Challenge here on Riverbend Springs. It is now June. We've got some rain in the forecast here. We also have a harvest to do today. I'm going to get this field really quickly fertilized for the second application. It won't take long at all to do this. We're just going to knock this out quick, and we're going to go straight down and head into harvesting. We want to get that field harvested before the rain gets here. It's the small field we purchased down there. Shouldn't take us too long to do. There also are some new mods that have been released, new decorations that we are going to utilize for the actual farm maze. I'm pretty excited about them. I'm hoping a good chunk of them will be able to be fit in there. And we're going to try to get as many as we can in there today with some of the money that we have. We still don't currently, unfortunately, have enough to purchase another field. Looks like I'm going to have to do something different to this little area here. It looks like cultivating that up or re-drilling that is not sufficient. I don't know if I'm going to have to get a plow or something. I'm not positive on that. I'm going to have to do a little research on that. Somebody in the comments probably already knows, and it's probably yelling at me about it. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to do something else about that. I guess when you get damage, you got to redo some of that a little bit, I guess. Looks like we got all of that, so I'm happy with it. Even if we missed a tiny bit, I'm happy with it. So I have to figure out something for that. I really don't know. It has to be like a plow, right, or a subsoiler or something. It has to be, right? Because we utilize the well, we have a direct drill, don't we, on this one? So maybe we just need a cultivator or something. I don't know. I'll see if I can figure that out. Do some research on that. Nevertheless, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Very, well, it's going to be a couple of days now, but at least I don't think this one's going to be coming out anytime soon. But regardless, if it is or isn't, or if I told you in the last one, I don't know. But happy Thanksgiving to you and all your family. Hopefully you had some time to enjoy and give thanks to each other. Mine was good. I had mine, the time, let's see. The time for my family one, I had a Friendsgiving today, but we have a family one. I guess it's technically actually on Thanksgiving, so this one probably won't come out then until Sunday. It might come out on Saturday. I don't know yet. It's either what you're watching this is you're either watching this on Saturday or you're watching it on Sunday. We're back into an actual groove here. I'm going the wrong way, but we'll go this way anyway. We're getting into a groove here of a schedule once again, so this series will be on Sundays and Wednesdays. I think I got that right. I think that's right. Yeah, it is Sundays and Wednesdays. The Survive 25 will be Mondays and Thursdays, and the Triple Threat Challenge will be on Tuesdays and Fridays. And then Saturday is going to be a random episode of one of the three series. It's just whatever one I have done and accomplished. That's why I'm kind of iffy on this one, if this one's going to come out on Saturday or Sunday. I think it's going to come out on Saturday. I think. Or no, I'm sorry. Sunday. I think this one's going to come out on Sunday. I don't think this is going to be released on Saturday, but regardless, whatever it is, it's going to be after Thanksgiving. So a happy Thanksgiving to you. Oh, this is not, this is soybeans. Shit. I got the wrong header on. You dummy Z. Alright, I'll be right back. And there's Griff giving me issues. And Byron's right behind him. Byron the mailman. There he goes. Alright, here we go. We're underway. I forgot this field had some damage to it, too. So I might actually have to look up what the hell I'm doing here to try to fix that before we re-drill this one, which I kind of had plans to re-drill this field today if at all possible. So I might have to do a little quick research on this one and see if I can figure it out or just test it out myself, I guess. But I really don't want to buy a piece of equipment if it's not going to work, right? To me, it looks like they just need to be cultivated, which I'm pretty sure that's all it is. If I cultivate it up, it'll fix it. gives the ability for the, you know, the seeds to actually have a bed to go into, right? Whereas a direct drill, if they're, you know, it's already there, it just kind of pushes the ground back down. But when it's all messed up like that, just to me, it feels like there's a need for that cultivation. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out one way or another. But yeah, again, I asked, but how are everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Now these soybeans here should give us a decent amount of money. It is June after all, right? So there's a high probability that we're going to make a decent chunk here. It's not the biggest field in the world, and that little bit of crop loss there is definitely going to be a little disappointing. But this should still pay us a lot of money, because June, I think, is the best time to sell soybeans. It's June or July. I'm pretty sure it's June. It's July. I lied to you. It's July. So next month, technically, is better. We don't currently have a silo. We can put one down, but they're not cheap. The cheapest one is actually $20,000, which is not cheap by any means. So we might end up just selling it as is. With the current profit, it's not. The current profit is really good, so it's not like it's bad. It is good, but you know, part of me was like, wants to save it till the next month and make a couple extra, $300, $400, $500 extra per 1,000 liters. Granted, we're probably only going to have, I don't know, 4,000 to 5,000 liters off this field. Slightly less with the damage, right? The hail damage that we suffered. Apologize, gang. I had to take a drink there. Throat's been a little dry lately. I think it's because of the so it's starting to get colder here. It's starting to be on like the high of, you know, the 30s, right? The high of 32, 36, whatever. It's starting to get a little colder here, and the air is getting a little drier. So my nose, my throat, everything is getting a little drier as well because of it. I apologize. I have to take a break and get a drink from time to time here, more than I normally do, until I get used to it. Right? It's always the first month. It's normally the worst, and then the first month getting out of the winter months and all the pollen and everything. Pollen's really bad in Ohio. It's one of the worst in the country. So when the spring happens, I sound all nasally and stuffed up because of the pollen. It's just old age, man. It's just old age and the pollen and everything, and the sinuses start getting to you more. I remember when I was growing up and I was in my teens, my 20s, right? I had absolutely no issues at all with sinuses at all. And people that, you know, were my age or younger, they're always like, man, these sinuses are killing me. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But you hit 30, which I'm much older than 30 now, but you hit 30, well, not much older. I shouldn't say that, but I'm nearing the other age, I guess I should say. Anyway, once you hit 30, though, it's like your whole body, everything changes. Everything hurts more. Sinuses start happening. You start, just things bother you more. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why. But it is what it is. So there's one of my patented rants right there. You're welcome. So we're almost done with this. Obviously, we're going to be way off what I said. I said 5,000-6,000 is looking more along the lines of 4,500 to 5,000 versus the higher amount. We got to figure out a way to make a little bit more money, and I think selling these soybeans is definitely going to help. But again, I mean, the best we're going to get is 3560. And I don't know how far away that is. If it's super far away, it's not even worth our time, but... I mean, we're looking at probably around 12,000 bucks. That's what we're kind of looking at, which it's a decent amount of money, don't get me wrong, but that's still not going to probably be enough for us to buy a plot of land that we're looking for, right? We really need somewhere in the 80 to 90 or even 100 plus thousand range. And we're not going to be there for a while, not with these small fields. We really need some more profit. One way or another, we've got to figure out a way to make some more profit here. And the other reason I was kind of, saying I need to look up and figure out how to get rid of those is because you got to remember this series, we have one of the rules, and one of those rules is that whatever we buy, we are not allowed to sell it back. We have to keep it for the extension, for the duration of the actual challenge. So from the time we buy it all the way until the series is over, we have to keep it. So we've got to be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Specific, I guess, on the things that we decide to purchase versus not. We don't really want to be going and buying something and utilizing it for 5 episodes, 6 episodes, and be like, I don't really need it anymore. Right? That's a bit of a waste of money at that point. I was getting ready to say, you better not do that, Alfred. You're just going to pull right out in front of me. He was ready to do it. I saw him looking like he was ready just to pull a dick move and just pull right out in front of me. That's what these cars do to me, man, I'm telling you. It's funny. Right now, I've seen... Well, I say right now. Most of these series, I haven't seen, I don't think, a single, maybe one yellow car. Don't see very many blue ones. That was a blue car, but we don't really see them that often either. I'm seeing a lot of Byrons. I'm seeing a decent amount of Scarlets. A lot of Griffs all of a sudden, which is our orange car. Properly named by all of you. Let's unload the harvester here so we can fold it up and put it away. Man, there is... I was talking about this, I don't know, a while ago, and somebody agreed with me. And I apologize, I forget what your name was, but nevertheless, I was talking about how when you're running, like if I'm out here running, it doesn't feel as smooth and natural as the one from FS22. Maybe it's better and we're just not used to it. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. But I also am getting that same feeling and effect when I'm driving some of the cars. Some of the times they're doing some crazy cornering that doesn't really feel smooth, or the transitions don't really feel correct. I don't know if anything I'm saying right now makes sense or not, but hopefully it does. Okay, so here's our choices. We sell the soybeans now. We wait and re-drill the field and potentially sell it there and make a couple extra dollars from it. Or we just hold it in here and put this underneath the cover. I mean, we're not really, like I said, we're not really going to buy anything with the money we make off this, I don't think. I don't think we're going to have enough to buy anything. So let's put it in here for now, at least until we're done drilling the field, re-drilling the field. We can make our decision from there. I'm going to see if I can do a bit of research on hail damage to crop fields and see if I can figure out how to fix it. Okay, so I ran a test, gang. It does look like a cultivator will work. I'm hoping it will. I didn't really do a whole lot of research. I just said, you know what, I'm just going to buy it and go with it. It'd be good for us to have one anyway, even though we have a direct drill in there. I mean, there might be some contracts for cultivation, right? And this cultivator isn't that expensive. It's the one we're utilizing in every series, but unfortunately, it's going to be the one we utilize in every series for a while until then another cultivator comes out at a relatively inexpensive price. It's the cheapest one out there. It's only like $9 grand, $9.5 grand, I think, actually. But nonetheless, it's not a very expensive cultivator, to say the least. And a lot of the other ones are a lot more expensive. A lot more expensive. So because of that reason, I'm just going to probably continue to use this one. I always try to get different pieces of equipment on every series if I can help it. But since the game is so new and there's so little out there, you know, you just have to kind of make do with what you got. Maybe eventually you make some upgrades when further things come out. But for now, this is what we got, gang. This is what we're using. But since we're going to be having this hail damage and tornado damage and everything else, it just made a whole lot of sense in my mind just to have this. Even if we don't utilize it that much, I think it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have the money to get it, right? And continue to lose extra, you know, yield. So that's why we did it. Brought us down to $48,000, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. It is what it is. Now, hopefully what I'm saying here is all correct. I mean, I looked at the ground after I cultivated it and then re-drilled that one little section there just as a test. And it says that it's got, you know, it's got sorghum in there. But I don't know. Who knows? I mean, when you're cultivating it, you can still clearly see the definition of the different areas, right? But I don't see any way that this isn't going to work. So we're going to go into it with the thinking and the understanding that it will work. So, but if you didn't catch all that, we are putting sorghum in here. We have yet to do sorghum, I think. Well, I know we haven't drilled it at least. Destroying that stop sign. The stop sign is having all kinds of issues in the ground there. That stop sign had a mind of its own right there. And we are underway. So it's going to take us a bit to get this done, to accomplish this. That looked a little weird there, but I think it's fine. It's going to take us a little bit to get this done and get this accomplished, but we need to get it in the ground, man. We need to make some more money, so we need to get it in the ground. The nice thing about this one, unlike the other two series that we're currently running, this one does have the option to put down fertilizer, so it is putting down our first application of fertilizer, so it saves us a little bit of time in that essence, right? And it's not a very big field, but it is still going to take us some time to get this done, so we've only got about a 4-meter width here, so this is not a speed situation by any means, but let's get going here, gang. Let's get this thing done, and we'll see where we're at as far as the episode goes. And like I said, we're going to add some more stuff to the maze today. Keep me honest if I forget to do it for some reason, which I shouldn't, but keep me honest. We're going to add more stuff to the maze. Well, I thought we were doing a recording there, gang, and we were not. We were not recording at all. So I apologize for that. There's no time lapse that's going to be happening because we are pretty much done with this field now. Whoops. I swear I hit the record button. It must not have registered on OBS, so I apologize. May not get a time lapse in this episode. It may be a lot shorter of an episode, too, because of that. So we'll play it by ear, I guess, and see what happens here, but my apologies. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say besides, whoops, I made a mistake. I'm not perfect. It happens. Everybody makes mistakes. It happens. I just swear I hit the button, and clearly that's not the case. That or OBS just didn't register it, which has happened before. But We'll blame me. We'll blame me in this instance. All right, we should be done. Field done. Fantastic. Not too bad. We still got plenty of seed in here. And really didn't utilize that much of it, so I'll get all this back to the farm here. I've got to come back down here and get this. I will do that here later on. I can do that off camera. And once we get this back up to the farm, we'll take a look. I don't think I mentioned it, but I did speed up time to 5 times. We were doing 2 times, but right now we don't really need 2 times. We'll just kind of fluctuate the time as we need it, as long as it's not, you know, too overboard just to cheat or anything like that. Not really cheating, I guess, but, you know, just speeding up time specifically to get to somewhere where we're not really going to do that. Unless we have to, right? We're not really going to do that, so I'll put all this away, and we'll take a look and see about putting something in the maze. Like I said, I'll show you all the new stuff that was released. They're just like decorations, basically. So I'll show them to you, and we'll see what we can find to put in there. All right, here we are. If we go down here to the fences here section, if we scroll over, so there was others. They added another section called just decoration. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here that I feel like we could utilize that would be good for this area. I kind of have to, you know, think it out a little bit more. There's a lot of things that I want to put down that I think would be really, really useful. But more specifically, like this canoe would be cool, but I really don't know how or why you put that in there. And I love this little boat. I love this little bit. The thing's awesome. But there are some other things in here that are absolutely 100% useful. Scarecrows, right? 100%. 2 different kinds. 100% those can go in. This wagon can go in. This birdhouse thing can go somewhere on the outside near it. Some of these potentially could be out here as well. There was something else too. There's another tiny windmill. Tiny windmill. Might utilize that for that hay bale maze I was talking about. This way sign, we absolutely will probably be utilizing this. Some of this stuff here too, for sure, 100%. This thing, definitely. It is much bigger than this one, so we'd have to find somewhere to put it, but we definitely will find somewhere for this thing. I'm thinking kind of areas restricted here, unfortunately. I think there was something here that I removed. That seems to be the reason why there's an area restricted, is if there's something that's there. Sorry, gang, I'd hit that microphone. If there's something that's there that you remove, it won't let you put anything there in case you want to reset the game or whatever. So we might have to find, you know, a more specific spot for this one. Like, you know, maybe we remove this here and put it here or something like that. We get rid of that section of the maze. Who knows? We'll have to kind of work towards it, I guess. But that's one of the ones for sure. These things, I definitely think these things can go there. Or around here for sure, right? It'd probably be good for us to have, you know, some kind of a play area, play set area, right, for the kids and stuff. Once we kind of have, you know, an idea, a little bit better idea of how this area and this area is going to look when we're all done, right? We've got a little bit of work to do here before we get to that point, but I think you get what I mean, right? Something like this at the entrance would be kind of cool, even though it says Sunset Farm. It's not really what we're calling our farm here, but could work. It could work. But today, I want to work on the wagon and the scarecrow, at least one scarecrow. I got to figure out where I want to put it. We've been putting a lot of stuff over here. I feel like I want to put something over here, but the problem is, over here, it is a lot more maze and less open area spaced like this one has over here, right? So we got to have to be very specific about where we put this at. I mean, we could utilize it as like a blocker too, right? I love that dude driving the tractor. It's hilarious. Maybe something like that. I mean, you could still walk through that, I think. Okay, we'll put that there. Yeah, you can still walk through that. I think we'll be able to harvest that around that too, I think. So we'll put that there. Scarecrow-wise, I want to have one of the bigger ones here, ones that are kind of sticking up mostly above the corn. I mean, obviously the corn's in early stages here. Eventually he won't be, but I kind of want him like that. I don't know where I want to put him at. I feel like somewhere here in the eye might be, you know, smart. Or maybe the smiley face here. I don't know. I'm going to stick him there. Looks a little creepy. Looks a little Jeepers Creepers creepy. Just sticking his head out through there. Right? See, I want to put this here, but the problem is I just don't know about that one yet. I want to put it. I just don't think it's. I don't think it's right. It just doesn't seem right now. Everything else, I don't really think I have an idea of where I want to put. Sorry, I hit the microphone again. I keep moving and I hit the microphone. I don't really have an idea of where I want to put a lot of this stuff yet. I still need to kind of see things kind of come together a little bit, right, before we make that decision or that choice. I don't think they added anything else here in the others that I'm aware of. I don't think they did. No, they did not. So I think that's it. I was hoping they were going to add some more, like maybe like a wooden or like a hay bale tractor. I know they had that in the old one, right? But they didn't. So okay, so we'll call that good enough for now. It's very minor additions to the actual maze there, but they are additions nonetheless. I want to look and see. I don't think it's going to have moved up that much, but I want to see how the soybeans are here. It did move up a lot more. 3515 at the farmer's market, 3623 at the grain barge terminal 1. I think that's the one that's really far away, isn't it? No, it's not. It's the one that's, well, they're both far away. It's relative, but this one's 53, this one's 41, so it is significantly closer than the other one. All the way down here. Let's sell it. Let's sell it. We might be able to make, like I said, a few extra bucks if we didn't sell it today, but I want to sell it. 4,000 liters of it. It should be a pretty good profit, honestly. Profit we need, because we need to buy another plot of land. We really, really do. If we've got to get a plot of land that has wood too. And just a quick highlight here on the wood. I was working on doing a members only video. I've been talking about that a little bit for my members, just as a thank you. I'm going to do a video once a month for them. But anyway, I was working on that video, and I had to basically scrap the idea altogether and start over and do a different one. I don't know if it's been fixed. I know they did a patch a couple of days ago since the recording, a couple of days ago since this recording date. So I don't know for sure if that's been fixed or not. But on console, at least, I was trying to pick up these trees with the forks on the front of the, you know, like a on the front of a tractor, you know, like just a what do you call it, like a quickie or, you know, whatever. I was using a, you know, front loader like situation, right? I was using that to try to pick up these trees off the ground and then put them down on a flatbed. Oh my goodness! I don't know if anybody else has encountered this or not. I really haven't caught up on Rusty, so I don't know how he's doing. Or anyone else. Milk That Hen, I know, is on console. A couple other people that I know that are on console. I have not really caught up on some of their videos. And the ones that I have watched haven't really had any woodworking involvement. But, man, it was atrocious. It started glitching out. Things were going underneath the ground. And I'm very scared, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at, to try this again. But given the fact that we have to do, you know, that we have to build that shelter-like thing, given the fact we have to do that, we got to do woodworking at some point, which means I'm going to have to go through all that. It's just not I'm not looking forward to it right now. I hope they fixed it. I haven't tested it. I haven't really looked that closely at the release notes. But, man, it was terrible. I mean, absolutely atrocious terrible. There you go. There's what I'm talking about. Car just keeps turning, even though I barely turned it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm either going to have to get really used to it and get really good at it with it being such a very finicky situation, or they hopefully fixed up some of the issues that were occurring there. I am not looking forward to it at all, given the fact of how that went. Basically, what I was going to do, just to give you an idea, I was going to do some kind of like a survival challenge where I started with no money, and I had a chainsaw and a tractor with a front loader on it, and a low loader, right? Just a trailer, right? So I could throw some logs on there, make some money, and continue on, right? That was my initial goal. Just your standard survival, $0. Haven't done one yet, and I thought it would be a fun one to do for my members as a thank you to them. And I spent probably 2.5 hours, just trying to get one video done. 30-minute video, not even a long video. I had to restart twice. Third time, I just got fed up with it. I said, forget it. I'll wait and hope they put up a patch soon. And now they have done that, so I haven't yet to go back and try it. But man, I'm telling you, maybe I just suck at it. I mean, but I was perfectly fine at doing it in FS22. So maybe not as good as everybody else, but I still could do it without any issues like this. So I'm gonna put it like that. It was just it was unfun and unenjoyable, and I think that would come across on the video, right? If I wasn't having fun doing it, I feel like you would know with my voice and the excitement and all that, etc., for my voice. So I just decided to scrap it and go a completely different route. And that completely different route we went it's kind of similar, I guess, to this one to an extent, but it's different. Trying to rebuild a farm up for Grandpa, who lost a bunch of his buildings. So he had a fire and lost a bunch of his buildings, and pretty much lost everything. So trying to build the farm back up from scratch, kind of. Not really from scratch, but sort of. Anyway, rambled on a lot. Missed the time lapse here. So there's no time lapse in this episode. I apologize if you like time lapses. If you don't, well, there you go. Happy surprise there. But we're going to leave the episode there. Probably a little bit shorter, too. I don't really know how much time we're at right now, because I did stop the recording somewhere mid-through. So I don't really know how much time I've been going off of here. I just know what I've been doing here for the last bit. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. More videos in the corners for you to check out. And until next time, I'll catch you all in the next episode.